Alright, I have arrived in Taxco, which is a town about 3 hours south of Mexico City, and it's quite an interesting town. Like many places in central Mexico, it kind of rose to fame and wealth in the old days through silver mining. Now, they don't do silver mining here anymore these days, but what they have kept is the tradition of making beautiful jewelry out of silver. The other thing you will immediately notice is that the town is full of classic VW Beetles. While this was once a popular car all over Mexico, Taxco is just brimming with Beetles, giving it a unique charm. I really needed this coffee. This morning was not great for me. Last night I arrived here and I checked into a hotel, and I should have maybe looked at the reviews a little bit better because the bed was hard as a rock, and so was the pillow. I've never experienced a pillow that is so far removed from the concept of a pillow. That was a bad night. It was a bit too late to change hotels, but this morning I did, and I'm in a really lovely place with a balcony, and it looks out onto the town. And here I'm looking at the amazing church, and it's a beautiful place. It's really wonderful. So I knew about the Beetles in Taxco, but what happened next came as a surprise. I'm not really sure what these sport cars are doing here. Whoa, loads. All right, I'm not a car guy necessarily, but I still appreciate this. Okay, this has escalated rapidly. How many cars are there really? That's insane. All right, I'm gonna have to check this out. I wish I knew more about cars so I could narrate this a lot better. I know only one thing about sports cars, which is the flatter they are, the better it is. Not to get too technical here, but this is definitely a flat one. As flat as a pancake. I'm gonna say this is probably the most expensive one. So flat. So apart from this car show that was going on, Taxco is a delightfully calm place. In the twisty alleyways, it almost feels like a Mexican version of a Tuscan village. Wow, here's one slanty parking spot. I guess it works. For a totally different vibe, all you have to do is to dive into the Central Market, which is honestly one of my favorite little markets that I've had the pleasure to explore in Mexico. I have to say, I'm getting lost here every time I enter it. It's this warren of little alleys that have been covered with different kinds of corrugated roofs, and it's just impossible to navigate. I think I'm pretty good at pathfinding, but I'm just getting lost here every time. I'm a bit reminded of the Medina in Fez or something like that in Morocco. It's just a very complicated little market, but I'm loving it. Interesting how they built this entire market around the streets. So you have a big old tree that's kind of in the way, but they just built the roof around it. Gracias. This is the kind of colorful table surface I like to see in Mexico. And these ladies are going to make something for me, and I don't know what it is, but we'll see. Okay, gracias. Perfecto. Let's see. It's really nice actually. It's like a corn tortilla, and it's really good. I'm loving this. It's quiet here now because it's a little bit after lunchtime, but just an hour earlier, this whole area was just packed with people. So I guess this little mini corridor of street food vendors is very popular. And yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, that was super tasty actually, and that only cost 20 pesos, which is like $1 or €1. When I said before that this market is like a maze, I wasn't kidding, because I was looking for this fruit stall I'd seen earlier, and I just kept going around in circles and circles until I ended up on the other end of the market. So then I saw a sign to the main square, and I just decided to escape. I guess I'll try re-entry into the market a little bit later. Getting back to those Volkswagens, it's very rare to see them in Europe these days, and it might seem unexpected to see them in Mexico, but they are actually quite common here. Back when they were first imported into Mexico in the 1950s, they were an instant hit. Most cars came from the US at the time, so here was suddenly this quirky and practical car from Europe, and they were selling like hotcakes. At one point, Volkswagen even said, look, we're going to just open a factory in Puebla because this is nuts. We need to make more of these in Mexico. For a while, they were actually also the official car model for taxis. So that's also why you see many taxis here. There's these white taxis. I can show you that. There they go. They're apparently still in good condition. I've actually never driven in one before. I'm really excited about doing it. They take out the passenger seat next to the driver so that there's more space inside, because otherwise they're quite small cars to use as taxis. But yeah, I'm gonna find one and I'm gonna go up to a viewing point of these. Hola. ¿Está bien? Alright, that was fun. That was definitely the most leg space I've had in a cab ever. There you can see the main square, the church. Wow. So this is quite a remarkable story. There's this kind of luxury hotel here that started doing some renovations, and when they started digging, they hit upon something very special. So what they hit upon was a cave. At least that's what I thought at first, but it turned out to be a mine, an ancient mine filled with gold, with silver. It soon turned out that this was an indigenous mine from the times before the Spanish arrived. The hotel does a really fun little tour into the mine, where they talk about the discovery and the precious metals and minerals that they found. There's even this guy dressed as an ancient Maya. They believe there's at least 20 kilos of gold that is confirmed in there, which is insane, but they cannot take it out. It's a heritage site. So they do rent out the space for events, so if you want to have like a wedding in there or something, or I believe they said there were like jazz performances inside the cave. For 3 hours it costs around $500, I believe. So, and that gets you snacks and drinks apparently. So they may not be able to extract the gold, but at least they can extract something from this cave that they discovered. And you also get a miner's cocktail. A miner's cocktail. Yeah, that's pretty good. That was not my only cocktail for the day. For Berta, I watched the world go by while sipping the local specialty cocktail, the Berta. There's one more thing that I have to do, which is to try the pozole. Pozole is the local kind of signature dish. It is from here, and I've heard of a restaurant that specializes in it. There are like 3 types of pozole. You have the green, the red, and the white. And weirdly enough, the green and red are only done on Thursdays. Not just here in this restaurant, but just in general. Here So this is a kind of a soup or a stew, and it's made from hominy, dried maize, and you can have meat in it, in this case chicken. That's very delicious. I have very much enjoyed my time in Taxco. What a wonderful place, and it's only like 2.5 hours from the southern bus terminal of Mexico City, so it is easy to make this a side trip. If you want to continue the journey with me, be sure to click wherever this thing will pop up, and I'll see you in another video.